Hello there, everybody. Again, I'm Michael Elder, and I'm glad to see that we have so many people in this professional development this summer. I hope this is going to be flexible enough for you that you can take it to the beach with you. You can read it on the back porch if you want to sit and work through all these at once, that you can do that as well. So the intent of doing this online is to make it as flexible as possible and still make it a worthwhile learning experience. So I've had a lot of fun really pulling together a lot of articles. It's been really interesting for me to go back through a lot of back issues of teaching children mathematics, and so I'm going to be sharing a number of those with you through this post, or through this professional development, I should say. But I wanted to just take 5 minutes to quickly go through what this is going to look like, because I know anytime we do online professional development, each one's a little different. So what's this going to look like? What are you going to be turning in for credit? And then how are we going to be communicating with one another? Because I think we have about 25 people or so in this professional development, so that's really cool. But we also know that different people are going to engage at different times throughout the summer. So this is how this is going to work. You can see here on your screen, I'm in my Edmodo group, so you'll see this kind of from the teacher side, but it'll look very similar from your side, and hopefully you've been using Edmodo in your class or at your school anyway. So just to make sure we're all on the same page. So this is the one that was posted yesterday, I believe. And so you will see with each of the sessions, so this was session 3, right at the end of the 8 mathematical practices, there are 11 sessions in all, I believe. The last 2 are a little different, but sessions really 3 that we have here all the way through number 10 are all about from the 8 mathematical practices and then through each of the content areas. So all of those are going to be posted here very soon. So you will see this will post kind of backwards. So at the bottom of the screen, you'll see session 3 and then session 4, 5, 6 as you go up. So you kind of have to scroll to the bottom to find where you last worked. It's one of those weird things with Edmodo, but it is what it is, right? So let's take a look here. So you would see that you would have a general post. So I'm going to call this the general post. In other words, everybody can type in a reply here, and that's going to be one of the things we're going to ask you to do. Then you're also going to see that we'll have some of these set up as assignments. So in session 3, you had the opportunity to view 2 videos, right? And then to submit in an assignment. That's going to be the same throughout all these. There won't be a video with each one. The rest of these will be asking you to choose 2 articles. So what I've done is I've gone back through the past, I don't know, 5, 6 years or more in some cases, in the issues of teaching children mathematics, which is the elementary mathematics journal from the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, and I pulled articles that line up with the content topics. So most of these articles are meant to give you a chance to look at the content, but through the lens of teachers and in the classroom. So hopefully these are practical pieces that you can use, but also maybe help us all kind of really think in different ways about the content that we're teaching. So I'm going to try to slide my picture out of the way here. And so let's just take a look here at what some of those might be. So let me grab on. So you'll see this will be the next one that I put up. And this one is, and again, your screen will look very different from this, but these are just the articles, right? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 different articles here. Some are definitely going to be more K2 oriented. Some are going to be more 3-5 oriented. This topic, counting and cardinality, is our next strand or domain from our standards, and that one is certainly more of a kindergarten, 1st grade standard. And so you'll see most of these articles are going to focus on that, but we also know that our kids, even as high as 5th or 8th grade, even for that matter, need some of this. So I say all that to say what you're going to see are 2 articles that'll post in a general post, or a so what are we talking about there? Let me go back to our PD thing. So remember we said we have general posts. It'll look like this. No assignment, no turn-in button, nothing like that. just a general post. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, as you read those two articles, is to type anything, type something for each one that goes to the whole group. So something you got out of it, something that you don't mind sharing with everybody. It might be a resource that you use. It might be something that it made you think about. It might be a question that you're asking the group. So totally free-flowing, meant to be discussion-oriented comment. And again, that's just going on the general post. And then with each pair of articles, you will see that we'll have a turn-in piece that'll look like this. I needed to structure this in a way that it's not too cumbersome for you, but also something that's meaningful, and also not too cumbersome for me to be able to read all the responses from you all. And so we've come up with what I think is a fairly straightforward form. Oops, that got a little big, so let me pull that down here. And so you will see a form that looks like this. Let me just make that. Here you go. So basically on this form, and I'll attach this to each one of the turn-ins. So you fill out this form, and basically it's just going to ask you to type in your name. And I think the only places you can type in here are the little spaces, so you don't have to worry about changing it or messing it up. You'll just put in your name, when you're doing it, what session is this, and that's just a drop down, so you'll just pick, oh, I'm doing the session 9 now, and so you pick that one out of the list. You're going to rate the article, or tell me which article you chose, and then rate the article. It's totally good to say, you know what, Michael, replace this article, because then that way I know not to include that next time. Or if it's a great article, of course, you can tell me it's a 5, right? So, and then it's hopefully just simply 3 questions, right? Or yeah, 3 questions and an optional. So I'm asking you to share with me, and again, this only comes to me. What's one thing that you found interesting in the article? How can you use this information with students that you serve? And then if you were to summarize this article for a colleague, and I might totally steal these because in the future it'd be nice to be able to have little summaries with each article, what would you tell them in 2 sentences or less? So just capturing that article in a couple sentences, and then anything else you'd like to share with me. That could be something, this was really powerful, this was really dumb, this is, whatever you want to share with me is great. And so this is the kind of the reflection sheet that you'll turn in. With this, you're going to do this for each of the articles. And again, in order to get that 1.5 hour credit for each session, you'll read the 2 articles, you'll complete the 2 reflections, and you'll post something in the just general, the general reply to the general topic. So I hope that makes sense. So really 2 parts for each of these go as we move forward. One part being the general comment to the overall group, and then the 2 pieces of the 2 papers that you'll turn in as attachments here. So you'll download that form, fill it out, save it, you can say with your name on it, and then turn it in here, and then I can open those. And then at the end of this PD, which is August 7th this summer, then I'll look back, and I'll be looking as you go too, but in checking off for the continuing education credits and turning those in. So if you have any questions, I'm here pretty much all summer, so my extension is 20264. If you want to call, you can certainly email me. It's just Michael Elder in our email system. Be looking forward to hearing from you guys and seeing what you've read. The last 2 assignments I'll explain once I get all these articles posted. So be looking for that one more video explaining that for me. And otherwise, I think there'll just be that one other video. So thanks again, and I hope you're having a great summer and that things are going well for you.